Hey everyone, and welcome to a deep dive into something pretty powerful, like maybe even life-changing powerful.
We're going to be talking about the no excuses mindset and
Yeah.
how getting rid of excuses can really unlock your potential.
And to guide us on this little adventure, we're going to be pulling wisdom from this awesome book. No more excuses. The time to achieve your dreams is now.
Filled with inspiring stories.
Oh yeah, tons of those, and super practical strategies to actually make it happen.
Yeah, so get ready to ditch those pesky self-limiting beliefs.
Holding you back.
Yeah, that's right.
And start living that life you know you deserve.
Yeah, you ready for this?
I am. Let's do it. All right, so this whole idea of no excuses.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing that those excuses we make, they might feel comfy,
Safe. Right.
but they're actually like the biggest roadblocks.
The book really dives into that. Excuses are like this sneaky barrier that keeps us stuck.
Yeah, and they trick us into thinking we're safe,
Yeah.
but actually we're just stuck in mediocrity.
Playing small. It's so true. It's like we're choosing to play small instead of stepping into that that greatness that we all have inside.
That's where the no excuses mindset swoops in. It's like, hey, recognize you have the power to choose differently.
Boom.
Push past those limitations, the ones you put on yourself.
So good. I think we've all been there, right? What are some of those common excuses you find yourself using? It's so easy to fall into those traps.
Totally.
I don't have enough time,
Classic.
or I'm not talented enough. Ugh.
Ooh, that one's tough.
It's like step one is just calling those excuses out. Yeah.
Absolutely. Naming them, owning them. That's how we start to break free.
Okay, so let's shift gears a little bit and talk about inspiration.
Yes. This book is packed with stories about people who've totally embraced the no excuses philosophy.
And achieved incredible things.
Seriously. Incredible.
Think about Nick Vujicic.
Oh.
Born without limbs.
Yeah.
But you know what? He becomes a world-renowned motivational speaker.
I'm showing everyone that our limitations are often, self-created.
It's a powerful message, right? It's not our circumstances, it's our attitude.
Totally. It's about how we choose to respond to those challenges. And then there's Colonel Sanders.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Didn't find success with KFC till he was 65.
65.
Proving it's never too late.
I mean, talk about never giving up. His belief in his vision, even after so many rejections, it's incredible.
Yeah. And of course, we got to talk about Malala Yousafzai.
A true hero.
She was shot for advocating for girls' education.
Unbelievable.
And then she goes on to become a Nobel Peace Prize laureate.
Wow. What does that tell you about the power of courage?
Right. Talk about facing your fears.
She didn't let anything stop her.
Okay, so these individuals all come from totally different backgrounds. They all face huge challenges, but they all rose above them.
That's the common thread.
And a big part of that is their no excuses mindset.
Absolutely. They refuse to be held back. And their stories, they're a testament to what's possible.
It's so inspiring, right? If they can do it, why not us?
Exactly. So how do we take these amazing examples and make them actionable for our own lives? Let's dig into that.
Let's do it.
The book tackles those everyday excuses head on and offers some pretty awesome solutions.
It's like they're holding up a mirror to those self-limiting beliefs and helping us dismantle them one by one.
Yeah. It's time to break free from those thought patterns.
Okay, so how many times have you said or thought, I don't have enough time?
Oh, all the time. The classic excuse.
The book uses Tim Ferriss as an example, author of The 4-Hour Workweek.
He's like the master of time management.
Right. He shows us that it's about prioritizing and really using the time we have.
Making it work for you, not against you.
Yeah, finding those pockets of time and being intentional about how we use them. Okay, next up we have, I don't have enough money.
Oof, that's a big one.
Yeah, it can feel like a giant roadblock. But the book counters that with Damon John, founder of FUBU.
Love him.
He started with just $40 and a borrowed sewing machine.
Talk about resourcefulness. It's a powerful reminder that it's not always about what you have, but about your drive and your willingness to hustle.
He turned a little investment and a lot of hard work into a multi-million-dollar brand.
It's incredible. It's like challenges that scarcity mindset we sometimes get stuck in. Sometimes those limitations can spark some serious innovation.
Okay, now for the one that can really hit our confidence. I'm not talented enough.
Ugh, comparison is the thief of joy, right?
Totally. But the book has this great example of Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah, he was cut from his high school basketball team.
What? No
Yeah.
way. The guy who became a global icon was told he wasn't good enough.
Yep.
That's wild.
But instead of letting that define him, He used it as motivation to work even harder.
Proving that dedication and practice can take you so much further than natural talent alone.
It's all about that growth mindset, believing that you can always improve. And last but definitely not least, there's the fear of failure.
The one that keeps us playing it safe.
Right. Stuck in that comfort zone.
But the book throws Thomas Edison's story at us.
Oh, with the light bulb?
Yeah, countless attempts to create it.
So many failures.
But he famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work."
That's the no excuses mindset in action right there.
He saw those failures as stepping stones. Persistence is key.
So we've heard these amazing stories, and I'm sure we're all feeling pretty fired up. But how do we actually, make this happen in our own lives? Where do we begin?
Well, the good news is no more excuses doesn't just leave us hanging with inspiration. It lays out some seriously powerful strategies to break free and step into our full potential.
It's like a toolkit, right?
Exactly, turning inspiration into action, which is what we all want, right? And what's so great is these strategies are practical. Like anyone can use them, no matter what your goals are.
So get ready, because we're about to dive into the heart of the no excuses action plan.
Step 1, setting clear goals. Sounds basic, but without a clear destination, it's so easy to get lost and fall back on those comfy excuses.
Yeah, it's like wandering around a maze with no map.
Exactly. You're bound to get disoriented and give up. So the book really emphasizes not just defining your goals, but breaking them down into smaller, manageable steps.
So like creating a roadmap.
Exactly. With
Yeah.
deadlines for each step. That way you've got that urgency, that accountability.
All right, so we've got our goals all mapped out. We're feeling good. But what about those moments when fear creeps in?
Oh, yeah. The discomfort. It's inevitable.
Right. Like we want to retreat back to our comfort zones.
But that's where the book's next strategy comes in. Embrace the discomfort.
That sounds kind of counterintuitive.
I know, right? But it's a total game changer. Because real growth, it rarely happens in those cozy, familiar spaces.
It's like that saying, if you want something you've never had, you have to do something you've never done.
Exactly. By pushing ourselves, by doing things that feel uncomfortable, we build resilience, we become more adaptable, and we achieve things we never thought possible.
Okay, so how do we practice embracing discomfort in our everyday lives?
It doesn't have to be huge, dramatic things. It could be as simple as trying a new hobby or speaking up at a meeting when you normally wouldn't, or having that tough conversation you've been putting off.
It's about taking those small steps outside of that comfort zone and gradually expanding it.
And each time you do, you get a little braver, a little more confident.
Okay, this next strategy really hit home for me. Finding your why.
The why. It's so important. It's about understanding the deeper meaning behind your goals. Like, what's the purpose that's driving you?
Because when you have a strong why, it's easier to stay focused, especially when things get tough.
Totally. It's like your inner compass guiding you through the rough patches.
Think about it. Like imagine two people with the same goal. Let's say they both want to write a book.
Okay, I'm with you.
One person, they're doing it for fame and fortune. The other person's doing it to share their knowledge and inspire others.
Ooh, interesting.
Who do you think is going to stick with it?
The one with the stronger why, for sure.
Exactly. Their motivation goes deeper. It's about making a difference, leaving a legacy.
So powerful.
So the book really encourages us to take some time to reflect on our why. What are we passionate about?
What impact do we want to make on the world?
Because when we connect with that purpose, it fuels our determination and it helps us overcome any obstacle.
It's about tapping into that inner drive that comes from something bigger than ourselves.
All right, next strategy, and this was all about your tribe. Surround yourself with positive influences.
You know, the people we spend time with have such a huge impact on our mindset, our beliefs, our actions. It's crazy.
It's like that saying, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
So true. If we're surrounded by negativity, it's going to be way harder to stay positive and focused.
Right. But if we surround ourselves with people who are supportive, who are encouraging, who are also growth-oriented.
It's like having your own personal cheerleading squad. They lift you up when you're down, they remind you of your strengths, they celebrate your wins with you.
They help you stay focused on your goals.
The book encourages us to be really mindful of who we're spending time with and to actively seek out relationships that nurture us, that support our goals.
And it's okay to distance ourselves from relationships that drain our energy or that reinforce those negative patterns.
Totally. You deserve to be surrounded by people who lift you up, not drag you down.
Okay, last strategy, and this one is so important for staying motivated, celebrating small wins.
Yes. This is huge. It's easy to get so caught up in that big picture, the end goal, that we forget to acknowledge the progress we're making along the way.
Yeah, it's like we're so focused on reaching the destination that we miss all the beautiful scenery along the way.
And that's why the book emphasizes celebrating each step, each little victory. It could be finishing a task, learning a new skill, or even just making a decision that aligns with your goals.
It's about recognizing our efforts, giving ourselves credit for the work we're putting in.
And those celebrations, they don't have to be big, fancy things. It could be as simple as taking a moment to acknowledge your accomplishment, treating yourself to something you enjoy, sharing the win with someone who supports you.
It's all about creating that positive reinforcement.
Keep you motivated, to keep you moving forward. And all those small wins, they add up over time, creating a sense of accomplishment and reinforcing that belief in yourself.
So we've covered some seriously powerful strategies for embracing that no excuses mindset and reaching our goals.
We're ready to conquer the world.
But here's something to think about. What about the impact this mindset has on others?
That's where the book introduces this concept of the ripple effect.
The ripple effect.
Yeah. It's recognizing that how we live our lives, our choices, our actions, they all impact those around us, sometimes in ways we don't even realize.
It's like that saying, what you do speaks so loudly that I cannot hear what you say.
Exactly. Our commitment to a no-excuses life, it can inspire others. It can uplift them, show them what's possible when we don't let those limitations define us.
Like, think about those incredible individuals we talked about earlier.
Nick, Colonel, Malala.
Their stories show how powerful that ripple effect can be. One person's determination can create a wave of positive change.
Totally. Think about that single mom who starts a business while raising her kids.
Or the first-generation college graduate who inspires others in their community to pursue higher education.
They're breaking down barriers, creating new possibilities.
They become beacons of hope.
Showing that limitations are often self-imposed and that we all have the power to shape our own destinies.
And as more and more people embrace this mindset, those ripples of positive change, they spread even further.
Transforming communities and ultimately society as a whole.
It's a beautiful reminder that we're all connected, and our actions, they can inspire and uplift others in ways we might never fully understand.
So it's not just about personal achievement, it's about the legacy we leave behind, the impact we make on the world.
So here's a question to ponder.
Right.
What if we took this no excuses approach and applied it to those bigger societal issues?
Ooh, I like that.
What if we all embraced that attitude when it came to tackling things like poverty, inequality, climate change?
That would require a major shift in mindset.
But it would be so powerful. Instead of waiting for someone else to fix it, we all step up and ask, what can I do to make a difference?
Imagine the possibilities if we all channeled our energy, our creativity, our resources into finding solutions to the problems facing our communities and the world.
It's such an inspiring thought. It reminds us that we're all in this together, and our actions really can create a ripple effect of positive change.
So as we move forward, let's challenge ourselves to not only embrace that no excuses mindset for ourselves, but also to use it to make a positive impact on the world around us.
Let's be those pebbles that create those ripples of hope, of inspiration, of progress.
Transforming ourselves and the world in the process.
I love that. So let's take a moment to let all that sink in, and then we'll come back and talk about some specific steps you can take to start living that no excuses life right now. Okay, so you ready to ditch those excuses and really step into a life of purpose, a life of action?
Let's get practical. Let's go back to those strategies from No More Excuses. Remember, it's all about empowering you, taking control of your destiny.
We've talked about those inspiring stories, but now it's time to turn that inspiration into action, right?
Absolutely. First up, setting those clear goals. It sounds simple, but trust me, so many people skip this part.
It's easy to get lost in the day-to-day, right?
They have dreams, they have aspirations, but without a clear roadmap, it's easy to just wander.
Yeah, how do we avoid that? How do we set ourselves up for success right from the beginning?
The book, it really emphasizes not just defining those goals, but breaking them down, making them manageable.
Kind of like a step-by-step guide for your dreams.
Exactly. Each step becomes a milestone that you can celebrate, and it keeps you motivated along the way. And setting deadlines, that adds a bit of urgency, keeps you accountable.
That makes total sense. It's like having a project plan for your life. You know what needs to be done, when it needs to be done, and you're less likely to procrastinate. or make excuses.
Exactly. And with each step you achieve, you get more confident, you build momentum, and that fuels you towards that bigger goal.
So we've got those goals mapped out, feeling good. But what about those moments when fear creeps in? That discomfort, that urge to retreat back to our comfort zones.
Oh, yeah. It's inevitable, right?
It happens to all of us.
Yeah.
So how do we deal with that?
The book's next strategy: embrace the discomfort. It sounds kind of crazy, but it's the key to unlocking your true potential.
It's like that saying, growth happens outside your comfort zone.
Mm.
But how do we actually put that into practice?
It's about challenging yourself, doing things that might feel a little scary, things that push you past what you think you're capable of.
So it's not about putting ourselves in dangerous situations, right?
No. It's more about stretching yourself, trying new things. It could be as simple as taking on a new project at work, joining a public speaking group, or even having that difficult conversation you've been avoiding.
That makes sense. And it's important to remember, we don't have to be perfect. It's about the willingness to try, to learn, to grow from those experiences.
Absolutely. Embrace the process, knowing that setbacks, mistakes, they're all part of the journey.
And with each challenge, we overcome, we build resilience, we get more confident, and we're ready to tackle even bigger challenges in the future.
It's like working a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets.
I love that analogy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's talk about finding your why. This one really hit me when I first read the book. It's about understanding the deeper meaning behind your goals, the purpose that fuels your determination.
It's about connecting with your core values, asking yourself, why is this goal important to me? What kind of impact do I want to make?
Because when you have a strong why, it's so much easier to stay motivated, especially when things get tough.
Absolutely. It's like having an internal compass that guides you through those storms, keeps you on course.
Think about those times when you've been really passionate about something, maybe a project at work, a creative endeavor, even just helping someone in need.
You probably felt unstoppable in those moments.
Exactly. Because your actions were aligned with your values, with your purpose. It just felt right, and that made all the difference.
The book encourages us to really spend some time reflecting on our why. What are we truly passionate about? What kind of legacy do we want to leave behind?
Because when we connect with that purpose, it fuels our determination, and it gives us the strength to overcome any obstacle.
It's about tapping into a source of motivation that goes beyond those surface-level desires or those external rewards.
Okay, now let's talk about the people we surround ourselves with, our tribe, our support system. The book calls this strategy surrounding yourself with positive influences.
It's so important because the people we spend time with, they have a massive impact on our mindset, our beliefs, even our behavior, sometimes without us even realizing it.
It's like that saying, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
So true. If we're constantly surrounded by negativity, by people who doubt us, it's going to be so much harder to cultivate that no excuses mindset.
But if we choose to surround ourselves with people who are positive, who are supportive, who are also on a path of growth.
It's like having your own personal cheerleading squad. They believe in you, they challenge you to be better, they celebrate your wins with you.
They help you stay focused when you're tempted to give up.
The book really encourages us to be mindful of who we're letting into our lives and to seek out those relationships that nurture us, that support our aspirations.
And it's okay to step back from relationships that are draining our energy or that are feeding those negative thought patterns.
Absolutely. You deserve to be surrounded by people who lift you up, not drag you down.
Okay, last but definitely not least, we have a strategy that's so simple, yet so often overlooked. Celebrating small wins. It's about acknowledging and appreciating the progress we're making, no matter how small it might seem.
It's easy to get so caught up in the pursuit of that big goal that we forget to enjoy the journey.
It's like we're so focused on reaching the destination, we miss all the beautiful scenery along the way.
Exactly. That's why the book emphasizes celebrating every step forward, every milestone we achieve. Could be completing a task, learning a new skill, or even just making a choice that's aligned with your goals.
It's about giving ourselves credit for the effort we're putting in.
And those celebrations, they don't have to be big or fancy. It could be taking a few minutes to really savor that feeling of accomplishment, treating yourself to something you enjoy, sharing the win with someone you care about.
It's about creating that positive reinforcement.
To keep you going, to keep you motivated.
Yeah.
And all those small wins, they add up over time. They build that sense of accomplishment, that belief in yourself.
So we've covered 5 powerful strategies from no more excuses, setting clear goals, embracing discomfort, finding your why, surrounding yourself with positive influences and celebrating those small wins.
Think of these as tools in your toolkit, each one designed to help you break free from those limitations you've put on yourself and step into your true potential.
But it's not enough to just know these strategies, right? We have to use them.
Absolutely. So in the next part of our deep dive, we're going to explore how to take these strategies and make them actionable, things you can actually do in your everyday life.
We'll talk about specific techniques, tips, resources, all that good stuff to help you create your own personalized, no excuses action plan.
Get ready to make those dreams a reality because we're about to unleash that power within you.
Wow, we've covered so much in this deep dive. This whole no excuses mindset is pretty incredible.
Right. From those inspiring stories of people who overcame like insane odds to those practical strategies we can all use to ditch those self-imposed limitations.
I'm feeling pretty fired up, ready to take action. What about you?
Absolutely. And that's what we're going to do in this final part of our deep dive. Time to turn those insights into action, make it real.
We talked about those 5 strategies: setting goals, embracing the discomfort, finding our why, surrounding ourselves with those positive peeps, and celebrating every little win.
Now let's get into the nitty-gritty. How do we actually use these strategies every day?
Because knowing stuff without doing anything is like, well, it's not going to get us anywhere.
Right. It's like having a seed but never planting it. It has all that potential, but it'll never actually grow.
So let's plant those seeds. Let's watch those dreams bloom.
Okay, first things first. Setting those clear goals.
Got to have a destination, right? Otherwise, we're just going to get lost and fall right back into those comfy excuses.
Totally. It's like wandering around a new city with no map.
Frustrating, right?
So how do we create that roadmap for our dreams?
The book suggests starting simple. Pick one area of your life where you've been, relying on excuses a little too much.
Could be your health, career, relationships, anything really. The key is to choose something that really matters to you, something that gets you excited.
Something that makes you jump out of bed in the morning.
Once you've got that area, get specific about your goals. What do you want to achieve? What does success look like to you?
And don't be afraid to think big. Like, seriously, the sky's the limit.
But those big, awesome goals, we got to break them down. Smaller steps, more manageable.
Create a step-by-step action plan.
Exactly. That way, it doesn't feel so overwhelming. Each step becomes a little win.
Keeps you motivated. And don't forget about those deadlines. They add a little fire under you, help you stay on track.
Keeps you accountable. It's like having your own personal cheerleader pushing you forward.
Okay, so now we're talking about embracing discomfort. Remember, that's where the real growth happens. So we got to be willing to challenge ourselves, push those boundaries a little.
But we don't have to jump right into the deep end. Start small. What's one small step you can take to push past those limits?
Could be signing up for that online course you've been thinking about, attending a networking event, even having a conversation that you're a little nervous about.
Find those opportunities to stretch yourself. Try new things. Slowly expand that comfort zone.
And it's okay to feel uncomfortable. In fact, it's a good sign. It means you're growing.
Embrace it. It means you're on the right track.
Now let's talk about finding your why, that deeper meaning behind your goals, the fuel that keeps you going when things get tough.
It's about connecting with your values, asking yourself, why is this goal so important to me? What kind of impact do I want to make?
Because when you have a strong why, it's easier to stay committed, to push through those challenges.
Think of it like this. You're climbing a mountain, the view from the top, that's your goal. But your why, that's the fuel that keeps you going.
The reason you're putting in all that effort, even when you want to quit.
So spend some time really digging into your why. Write it down. Visualize it. Remind yourself of it often. It'll be your guiding star, leading you toward those dreams.
Okay, now let's talk about those positive influences. Surround yourself with people who lift you up.
The people we spend time with, they have a huge impact on us, whether we realize it or not.
So we got to choose our tribe carefully.
Right. Seek out those people who are positive, supportive, growth-oriented, people who believe in you, who challenge you to be your best, and who celebrate your wins with you.
And just as important, don't be afraid to step away from relationships that are draining, those ones that reinforce those negative thoughts.
You deserve to be surrounded by people who make you feel good, who support your dreams.
Now, last but not least, those small wins. Celebrating them is so important.
It's easy to get fixated on that big goal and forget to appreciate the journey.
We get so focused on the destination that we miss all the beauty along the way.
So take the time to celebrate each step forward, no matter how small it seems. Completing a task, learning something new, making a decision that's in line with your goals.
It's about acknowledging our hard work, right? giving ourselves a pat on the back.
And those celebrations, they don't have to be big or expensive. Take a moment to savor the feeling of accomplishment. Treat yourself to something you enjoy. Share your win with someone who cares.
It's all about that positive reinforcement.
To keep you motivated, to remind yourself that you're making progress. And those small wins, trust me, they add up. They create that sense of accomplishment and boost your confidence.
So there you have it, the roadmap to living a no-excuses life. Setting clear goals, embracing those uncomfortable moments, finding your why, surrounding yourself with those awesome people, and celebrating every little win.
It's more than just a set of strategies, though. It's a way of thinking, a way of approaching life, with purpose, with determination, and with a refusal to let anything stop you from reaching your dreams.
It's about taking control, stepping into your power, and creating the life you truly want.
And remember, it's not always going to be easy. You're going to face challenges, you're going to have setbacks, you're going to have moments when you just want to give up.
But that's where the no excuses mindset really comes in. You dig deep, find that inner strength, remind yourself why you started in the first place.
Because you are capable of amazing things. You have the power within you to create a life you love, a life that is fulfilling, meaningful, and filled with purpose.
So go out there and make it happen. Embrace the no excuses mindset and watch your world transform.
We believe in you.
Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey into No More Excuses.
Until next time, keep chasing those dreams and remember,
No more excuses.
you got this.